Hari Om. I begin with the invocation. Om Meerarvindaya vidmahe Atimanasaya dhimahi Tanno Jyotihi Prachodayat. Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Yes, so namaste friends. Hi, we are going to now continue. This will be the final session today of mine. Before we begin, our subject is Gita as a way of life. Before we start that, can someone recollect something that we saw last? Any point? Anything? Yeah, feel free.
So in the last session we discussed about the sixth adhyay and how it told us about what really is a yogi. Since the definition of a yogi was very scattered and fragmented, but over here it has defined it as a person who believes in karma yoga and who is working constantly for the divine will is a yogi, and not a yogi is not the person who has left the world and renounced the world just and not practicing karma yoga because he is not implementing the same knowledge. So from this we can also take out a line that is true knowledge. If you have really gained that knowledge, you would have applied that.
Okay, so somebody who's living the principles, isn't it? Who is not negating the existence of the divine in the world, rather embracing the divine in the world.
Yes, sir.
And trying to become what we say the nimitta madhya.
And sir, remains constant in all types of weather and conditioning and societal conditioning.
Okay.
So it is also mentioned in the second adhyay's 14th shlok that the person remains constant in sukh and dukh will gain immortality. By immortality they meant that he would gain greatness.
Yeah, absolutely. You said the second adhyaya is 14th shloka, no?
Yam.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't.
You don't know the full shloka, no problem. All right. But it's the 15th one actually.
Yes, sir. The 14th one.
Yam hina vyathanti. Yes, beautiful. Vyathanti te purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram somratatvaya kalpate. Somebody who is that dhira, who is that person who has that stability. Sthita dihi muni ruchyate. Somebody who is calm, peaceful. A very nice reference. Please appreciate. Let us appreciate this. Wonderful. And so is not, whoever has such a strong foundation, that person is worthy of attaining the highest realization. Somrutatvaya kalpate. So that person can get the amrutatva. Okay. Yes. Anybody else from this side? Yeah. Yes, please.
So we learned that with absolute focus we can work on building our sharir, our pran, our buddhi and our man.
Beautiful, wonderful.
And
yes.
We also learned that we should work on being a slave of God and not the servant. Meaning that we should not have expectations. Rather we should just do our duty.
Yes. And the slave of the divine is a free person. A lot of people hear the word slave, they think it is slavery and bondage to other human beings. That is not what the Gita talks about. It's becoming free from the trap of Prakriti, which sometimes binds us. So yes, that is good. Now somebody wants to add something more? Okay.
Sir, we also learned that suffering is our choice and pain is inevitable. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is our
optional,
choice.
Isn't it? Madam Anjali Di shared to us that it is an option. It is something which we can choose, not to have it. Absolutely. So now way of life, Gita is the way. How Bhagavad Gita is the way of life means, if you want to follow, it's called marga, no? The path. For marga, if you want to follow, whom do you follow? the Margadarshak, isn't it? So if we want to understand the way of life told in the Gita, we will have to understand the person who is showing the way. Who is showing the way? Shri Krishna himself. So how do you understand better from someone? By fearing them? Is fear a nice way to understand things? No, not at all, isn't it? Then how? Okay, one is fearlessly. Yes, please.
We can advance by following in their footsteps and learning from their past mistakes and correct.
Okay, right,
Ways.
right. By following the footsteps. Krishna has also said, Yad Yad Acharati Shrestha. Identify the Shreshthas in various kshetras or various fields. You want to learn more about physics. So what will you do? You will follow a botany professor? No, you will find a physics professor. For sports, you will identify the best sportsman and set him as your ideal, isn't it? So for life, if you identify Krishna is my ideal, then you will start following. But again, same question. Do you like it? You will learn better out of when these two emotions, if you have a choice, with fear or with love, which one would be better? With love, isn't it? It's natural, no? You start learning a subject, you start loving the subject, it becomes clear, isn't it? Or would you like your teacher, would you like your teacher to be your friend, or you would like your teacher to be a very imposing, strict person whom you can't ask a question also? Friend only, isn't it? So if you are friends, it's easy. But we always hear this person is a God-fearing man, God-fearing woman. So is God-fearing good? Or is it needed? Yes, we should be God-fearing, no? How many of you say yes, we should be God-fearing? 1 hand, 2 hand, 3 hand, 4 hand. Okay, so many hands that we should be God-fearing. This because we are told from childhood we should fear God, fear the wrath of God. But I'll tell you a very interesting anecdote which is actually from the life of my guru, Sri Madhusudan Damleji. When he was very young, in his early 20s, he was an executive and he had to do a lot of traveling. In that time he had to travel by the train. He was not happy. He was born in 1947, so even that generation is different. That is 1967, that time. He was not happy with this be God-fearing. Bhagwan said, Daro. Like, why should I be afraid? But he was not able to understand it clearly. But maybe I should be afraid out of respect. With respect, fear is mandatory, is something which was being hammered everywhere. But while he was traveling in the station, there were bookstalls. So there, one bookstall, he saw one beautiful book. The name of that book was Bhagwan Hamara Mitra. He suddenly stopped. What is this? Bhagwan Hamara Mitra? How can it be? And he turned first thing, last page, who is the author? There was a young yogi who had written this. He said, let me purchase this. And he says he started imbibing that book, reading that book. Before he reached the next station after boarding train, fear disappeared and he said, Bhagwan truly became his friend. So do we need to be God-fearing now? No, it is better to be God-loving, isn't it? God-loving better than God-fearing. Why? What have you done? What wrong have you done to fear? If you have done out of ignorance, you can always ask forgiveness, isn't it? But sincerely, if you make a mistake unknowingly and you ask forgiveness, will not the all-compassionate God forgive you? Yes or no? Yes. There's a nice mantra, Avahanam na janami visarjanam, pujam chaiva na janami shamyatam parameshwara, mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam sureshwara, yat pujitam maya devo paripurnam tadastu me. Meaning I do not know how to invite, I do not know the Visarjan way also, I don't know the ways of puja, I don't know proper mantras, my bhakti is also a little incomplete, but whatever it is I am offering with love. And Krishna has told that only in the Gita. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. It is, offer anything. Fruit, leaf, stem, whatever you want. He has said, patra is any leaf, pushpa is flower, phalam is fruit, toyam is even water. Don't you give water even to a stranger? Thoda pani chahiye kya? Huh? Very good. See, Vishnu has told what Sakshat Vishnu has said what Sri Krishna and Vishnu in the Gita told. So yes, it has to be with love and it is complete. This is very important. So this fear aspect, all of this is the creation of the human mind, which creates a barrier. Without fear, you can love better. Fear is not a necessity. So now if we understand that, then can we make God our friend? First, to understand Krishna's way of life, first, he is there, he is saying, मुझसे दोस्ती करोगे क्या? But we are only, नहीं, आप तो विश्वरूप हो, आप बहुत dangerous हो. I don't want your friendship. A lot of people are afraid. But can we become friends with God? Yes. Is there, are there perks of friendship? Arjuna got no. His guru also, friend also, Sarthi also, giving him Bhagavad Gita also. I mean, there are so many benefits, and when you have a friend like Krishna, yeah, you want to add something? Okay.
Sir, my point is that everybody in this universe and in our planet Earth is same. Like we are all one family, but the division are made in our minds. It is not real, but
Correct.
But the thoughts of people are now stating as facts. If you look back in time, we were all one. Like there were no divisions in countries, no divisions in
Actually,
religions, anything.
from beginning there was this division in the mind. We have to now evolve to a point where these divisions will cease to exist. But rightly said by Arsh that these divisions are created by humans only. And they try to justify those divisions. Yes, you want to add something? Okay.
Sir, we have learned this shlok recently, like aprad sahasrani kriyante harne shammaya dasoyam miti mambatva kshamasva parameshwaram.
Yes, it is very similar
Give
to
us
that.
the meaning. Tell the meaning also.
Yes, ma'am. मेरे द्वारा दिनों रात 1000 अपराध किए जाते हैं, परंतु हे ईश्वर मुझे अपना दास समझकर क्षमा करो.
Why do we ask Shama from him? Because we know he will give the Shama, isn't it? He's our friend. Very beautiful. First, have a clapping for a beautiful shloka and a nice explanation. Wonderful. Even 11th Adhyaya of the Gita, Vishwarupa, Arjuna forgets. Vishwarupa is also coming from his friend. So he tries to remind him, hey Adava, hey Sakheti. He's like, oh my dear one, my Mitra, my friend. He says, out of ignorance. And what does he do? He reveals all the mistakes he has done. He says, when you were asleep, when you were eating, when you were alone, or when you were with other people, all those times I might have hurt you or insulted you. Please forgive me. Isn't this a typical friend's dialogue? Out of love only I irritated you. We hear that or no? Many times it is something which is a very, but we can say a beautiful relation, and it is understood. It can be understood. So let us first take a call that yes, I want to become the friend of the divine. I don't need to be afraid. What sin have I done to be afraid of facing the divine? When your heart is clear, only when your heart is clear you seek the divine, isn't it? Otherwise you are not going to seek the divine. So instead of that fear, remove the fear aspect and start sadhana happily, because that is the easy way. Now, who is closest or dearest to Krishna? Anybody?
भगवान के भक्त उनके सबसे प्रिय होते हैं.
Okay, Bhagwan ke Bhagwan. Krishna, for Krishna, who is dearest?
Sir, in my opinion, Sudama was Sri Krishna's best friend.
Okay, Sudama was the dearest. Okay, yes, you were saying somebody?
A person who surrenders himself completely to Lord Krishna and who considers him as his dear friend is the dearest to the Lord.
Absolutely.
As it happened with Arjuna, he considered Lord Krishna to be his dearest friend, and as well as he surrendered himself unto Krishna completely. That is was one of the major reasons that he heard the Bhagavad Gita apart from everyone
Wonderful.
else.
So, if I'm asking, if I were to ask you for a generic one name, whom will you name? You'll name Arjuna?
No, sir. Sir, a true devotee of the Lord.
No, that is a definition. I'm just asking names, just for a purpose. I will come to the point why I'm asking names.
Sir, Arjuna.
Arjun, okay. So, yes, we had one Sudama, somebody saying Arjun. Anybody else?
I feel Radhaji was...
Okay, Radhaji. Okay, Radhaji, Sudama, Arjun. Anjali, you were saying same name?
His Basuri.
Basuri was dearest. Okay. Which name? Who is dearest? Any one name you tell.
Radha only.
Radha only. Okay, it was Gopala, so cows are dearest. Okay, yes, one more. Last name. I'm yet to get the answer that I'm looking for.
Tulsi Ji.
Tulsi Ji, okay. Then, yes?
Sir, is that Balram Ji?
Okay, Balram Ji, okay. I'm just asking, why is nobody saying your name? You all want to become friends, isn't it, of Krishna? Yeah, because in one Krishna's Butter children's batch, we had asked one very, very mischievous boy quickly raised his hand and said, "Who is dearest? I am dearest." And he said that with confidence. Now, when you become closest to the divine, you have nothing to worry. And that is why we are going to look at one particular adhyay's selected shlokas on how to become dearest to Krishna. We are looking at a chapter which is the chapter of Bhakti Yoga, which is the 12th adhyay of the Gita. It is considered to be the smallest of adhyayas. There's another adhyay with 20 shlokas. This is like a short adhyay, but bada dhamaka in short package, we can say. In just 20 shlokas, Krishna gives the secret of Bhakti Yoga. One more very interesting thing, you should observe chronology. When does this adhyay come? Normally with good bhakti, you will get darshan, isn't it? Somebody was asking about darshan coming to me after a particular sadhana and after getting after following a particular path. Interestingly, and darshan is the last stage, generally they say, no? In a bhakta's life, darshan is the highest, zenith. But you will not believe, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna first talks about Vibhuti, he gives the Vibhuti Darshana, gives the Vishwarupa Darshana. After Vishwarupa Darshana, he decides that I have to teach you now about Bhakti Yoga. After the Darshana, because something is there. Many times people say, I got Darshana, I am everything, I have finished it. Main ban chuka hu. I have become already realized. No, the realization is a continuous process. Yogis also, my guru says, I am learning every day. Sir is only 79 years young. 79 turning to 80, and yet 4 a.m. in the morning or 12 p.m. at midnight, he has his work meeting and he says, I am still learning. If I get a chance, I will learn from here. How many ever experiences you get, we cannot forget that just because I got a particular darshan, I will not. Damleji had been advised by his father about certain visions which he had got at a very young age. He said, तुम्हें दोनों भूत भी दिखेंगे, भगवान भी दिखेंगे. दोनों पे ज़्यादा ध्यान मत देना, कर्म पे ध्यान दो. You will get darshan also, you will get some bad experiences also, but your action is more important. So what is this bhakti? What is the way of bhakti? How do we understand, or how do we simply become dearest to Krishna? That is told in the Gita. We will look at that set of shlokas. First one before, because you see, Krishna continuously from the shloka number 14 to shloka number 20 of the Gita. If anybody wants, I want to study the Gita, what is the main thing? Hey, become the closest of the person who has given the Gita. Become Krishna's dearest friend. It will be so easy. These shlokas you have to practice, not just memorize. And how is it? We will see. Before starting this, he does talk about, we look at one shlok, that is the 13th shloka of the Gita. Yes, the 13th shloka. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami. Just like how our friend shared about the samatvam, as Anjali said about samatvam yoga uchyate. This, somebody who is practicing samatva, it is very important. Krishna again, before describing who is dearest, he gives us advice. He says, be devoid of envy, hold compassion and friendship, experiencing towards all living beings a loving kinship, tolerant and poised in both comfort and hardship, bereft of ego and its feeling of ownership. Meaning, be free of jealousy or envy. Just because somebody got more marks, can you become jealous? Somebody is more talented in a particular field. Can you feel jealous of that? No. Instead of feeling jealous, appreciate that beauty, appreciate the skill, appreciate it. It's all right. I need to become better. Instead of feeling jealous, there's no point in feeling jealousy. It's like a poison. Whoever has jealousy will be ruined by that jealousy only. So keep that away, is what Krishna says. Hold compassion. Let your heart feel love for whom? For everybody. And friendship. Experiencing towards all living beings a loving kinship. Become a friend of the world. True Vishwamitra, a friend of the world. Nobody, there are some people who don't have any enemies. Have you seen that anytime? In your class, do you have someone? Anybody? Can you think of, no need to take names, but without taking names, because we don't want to jinx it. But without taking names, have you seen, yes, somebody wants to say, anybody who is not having any kind of, he's not causing trouble to anybody and nobody feels hatred for someone. So tolerant and poised, both in comfort and hardship, bereft of ego and its feeling of ownership. Most of the time what happens, I am the doer, and that creates the greatest problem. I am doing everything. If you recognize the divine is doing, you will understand that you will get the experience of divine guiding. I remember a project when I was in my college. We had a particular great festival of our college, and suddenly a particular responsibility of robotics was given to me. My friend was given another responsibility. He from the beginning was saying, I am doing everything, he was trying to work and take over full ownership. This is going to be the best festival that ever took place in the history of our college. That's a government college with a very big history. He was trying his best to make it the best ever. Problem with me was I didn't know anything in robotics, so I couldn't get ahankar. I was like, please somebody help me, I don't know what to do, how do I conduct this robotics workshop? So I got few people coming and helping me. And till the last minute I had no idea what was happening. But the interesting aspect was, since many people pulled in, it was like I was getting a divine help through so many people. They were all like Krishna only coming in the form of different people. Resources suddenly came in. What kind of terrain has to be developed suddenly for the robots? They created a difficult terrain. Somebody suggested something else. One more person said, we'll have to form these rules for permissions for what can be disallowed. It went so harmoniously, and the best part was there was no individual who was leader. Everybody was doing the work in collective harmony. It went beautifully and I did not sweat a bit. My friend, on the other hand, he personally had a lot of expenditure also, and in the end he said, I'm never going to be taking part in any more organizations. The problem was not in the organization or the people. He said, nobody listens to me, there's no point, my efforts are going wasted, I'm not being recognized. These are all aspects of somebody who has done the work with something in return. When you don't do anything, you will just enjoy. Krishna says later on in the Gita, we don't have the time, but it becomes a rajasic action when you do it. When you feel you are the doer, no, you are spending your energy. But when it becomes either a gunatit or sattvic action, gunatit is the highest, but when it becomes this type of action, you are not going to spend little bit of energy also. Even after doing lots of work, you feel like you have not done anything. Great singers and composers, people go and ask, how did you compose it? I say, I didn't compose it, came to me. Artists say, I got inspiration, it just came, I didn't do anything. They're not being humble. They're not showing false humility in front of a camera. They are giving a lived experience, a practical experience. They've really experienced that they did not do anything. They got the help from the divine. So that is one important thing. Let us understand that the divine is the doer. There's a beautiful Qawwali which says, तूने क्या बनाई, तूने क्या सजाई, सब किया तो उसने, तूने बातें बनाई. You have only said, I did this, I did that. It was he who was doing everything. Like even donation, when people do, in Gita they talk about how donations have to be done. Very quietly, like right hand is doing donation, left hand should not know that. A great poet was giving a donation, but his eyes were all down while he was giving the dana. Then somebody asked, why are your eyes down? You are doing dana, you should be proud, your chest should be like this and you should give your donation. But he said very humbly, he said, I'm not the doer. This has come from somebody. It's come from someone else. Because of the divine, I'm lucky. I'm able to come in this position. ताको नीचे नैन, because he says, देने वाला कोई और है, भेजत जो दिन रेन, लोग भरम हम पर करे, ताको नीचे नैन. Look. हाँ. I think I got this, I have heard it this way. हाँ. The giver is the divine. हाँ, so this is what I heard it. It was देने वाला कोई और है, भेजत जो दिन रेन, लोग भरम हम पर करे, ताको नीचे नैन. There are variations of this. Because people are praising me that I did the donation. For instance, now if you tell me I am talking very well, I'll have to look like this because I'm just parroting what my guru has told. So I am not the owner of this. If I go and tell Damliji what wonderfully you taught me, he says, I didn't do anything, my Guru taught me. Let the chain go on, no? It will go to Krishna. Shri Krishna arpanam tvadiyam vastu govindam tubhyam eva samarpayat. We should all take that as a principle. Number one principle, before we understand how to become dearest to Krishna, let us stop taking ownership. Let us stop taking ownership of the actions. Yes, please.
इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल थिंग. तो किसी ने पूछा रहीम जी से को रहीम जी बहुत दान करते थे और जब दान करते थे तो एकदम आंखें नीचे रहती थी. तो उन्होंने पूछा उनसे, कहाँ से सीखे खान ज्यों यही प्रकार का देन, ज्यों ज्यों कर ऊपर उठे त्यों त्यों नीचे नैन. कि आपने ऐसा देना कहाँ से सीखा कि जितना आपका हाथ उठता है देने के लिए उतने आपके नैन नीचे रहते हैं. तो रहीम जी ने जवाब दिया, देनदार कोई और है, देवत है देत रहत दिन रैन, लोग भरम मोही पे करें याते नीचे नैन. लोग भरम करते हैं कि मैं दे रहा हूँ, इस शर्म से मैं नीचे नैन करता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे तो मालूम है मैं दे ही नहीं रहा हूँ, है ना.
So beautiful. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ji. So this is the principle we must understand. Our height, our intelligence, everything, did we suddenly get it? Our physical strength, our perspective, the knowledge that which you have received, with which you speak, you've got it from the teachers, isn't it? And teachers means from class 1, no? From kindergarten also, each person. Which teacher is more superior? Class 8 teacher is more superior to class 7? Is there something like that? No. Yeah, yes, please. You want to add some? Yes, please.
Sir, like your ma'am said right now, that मैं रहीम जी से पूछा गया कि देने वाला तो कोई और है लेकिन सब भ्रम मुझ पे करते हैं. सर, देयर इज अ सॉन्ग ऑल्सो ऑन दिस दैट मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है.
वाह 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 वाह, क्या बात है. वंडरफुल, एक्सीलेंट. Yes, beautiful, lovely. So this is the simple aspect. It's like very simple. Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. When we do the aarti also we do that because we are not taking anything. So that way you are not taking liability also, no? Liability also you can pass on, but be sincere. You cannot fool God, that is important. So okay, the first aspect is ownership, because when you accept this, then you are ready to become very close. Let us see. Santushtaha satatam yogi yatatma dhrida nishchayaha mayi arpita mano buddhir yo mad bhakta same priyaha. Krishna says, who is close to me? Krishna is saying, who is dear to me? That person, santushtaha satatam yogi. That soul who remains ever in a contented happiness, always practicing yoga with a steady firmness, who has surrendered to me his intellect and mind, dear to me, that devotee you shall find. Mana, buddhi, both have to be surrendered to the divine. Then what will divine do? Achar, what will he do of the mana and buddhi? He is going to transform, he is going to raise your consciousness. So you have to surrender. Surrendering the mind is very important, because mind keeps playing what we can say drama, keeps making limitations of its own logic. You have to surrender the mind. Probably when we start understanding surrender, we will start becoming more, what we can say, insightful, and then we will be able to understand limitations of the mind. But till then, let us understand that we have to surrender the mind. Sri Aurobindo had also given a rider in his letters, correspondence with Dr. Nirodharan. I have asked the Shishyas to surrender their mind, not their common sense. Because a lot of people are doing very crazy things in the name of surrender. So common sense will remain with you. But you have to try to go to that point. So number one, Krishna likes those who are having santoshaha, means having that atma trupti. Those yogis who are happy, who are smiling, who are happy with the divine at all times. That is, means it's difficult to be contented, isn't it? But sometimes it's very easy also. Somebody sometimes has so much and still is not contented. Like, for example, if you look at food, this person has the entire array of foods and still no happiness. And there's one person who's got just one little bit, and that also is sharing with everybody, and that joy which comes from it is boundless. It is something which is which cannot be quantified materially. So that is number one. So somebody who is ready to be blissful at all times and has surrendered the mind and intellect to the divine. If you surrender the mind and intellect to the divine, divine is your driver, he can use it. He can use your skill, he can use your faculties, he can transform. That is something which is very, very much possible. But surrendering is important. That soul who remains ever in contented happiness, always practicing yoga with steady firmness, who has surrendered to me his intellect and mind, dear to me that devotee you shall find. Yes.
Sir, in this shlok, earth, what does yog mean?
Yog means union. Anjali said, no, yuj, dhatu, that is the union. Union with what? Union with the divine. He's not saying somebody has to continuously do yogasan, because you cannot do yogasan after food, no, 4 hours at least. But even those 4 hours after food, you can be connected with the divine or not? Before also, after also, good time, bad time, be connected with the divine with a full firmness. And while doing yogasan also, you must do yogasan because you are going to make yourself strong in sharira, but that time also think of be connected with the divine. Right? Nice question also. Let us go to the next. Yasma no dvijate loko, loka no dvijate cha yaha, harsha marsha bhayod vegair, mukto yaha, sacha me priyaha. This mukta atma is free. First he says that santosh, that trupta atma is free. Now he talks about a mukta atma. He says, he who by the world's chaos remains unperturbed, nor can the world by him be in any way disturbed. From pleasure, anger, fear and anxiety, he who is free, such a soul is dear to me. The first line itself is interesting. He who by the world's chaos remains unperturbed. Who is that? Who is not going to be disturbed by even if there is chaos in the world? Only a yogi. They say, Ramta jogi behta pani, koi rok nahi sakta. That yogi who is in that laya, in that connection with the divine, wherever, however, that person is always in that state. That yogi who is not disturbed by the chaos of the world. There's a question actually that did we have any situation in the world where there was sudden chaos everywhere?
It can be several tsunamis, natural disasters, and also
Did
the
we
Pahalgam
experience?
attack we recently had.
Did you experience something growing up? No. COVID, isn't it? Your generation has experienced COVID. But tomorrow when you all become big, you can tell the little ones, ki we are from that generation which experienced it. Huh? Yeah, that's still, it's going to be a small one whenever it happens. That will be the bigger thing, COVID one, definitely. So yes, you have experienced this. What did you have did you have an option to change the outside? What was the only option you had? Change the inside only, no? You have to become calm. You had to learn. So many people, their entire life changed, but they learned how to become calm on the inside. So even if there's a chaos outside, remember to that person who is calm on the inside. And the second part is, nor can the world by him be in any way disturbed. Such a person does not cause disturbance to the world also. Meaning, when the yogi comes and when the yogi goes, nobody knows. Suddenly they feel, yes, some siddhi is there. How did this person come here? Or how did he go? We don't know. Well, because that is how the person is so aware, so conscious, they don't throw their consciousness on others. I think you might be knowing about MP Pandit Ji. Many times some sadhaks have spoken about him. One of his shishyas who is also a wonderful sadhak, Shraddhalu Ranade Ji, when he was very young, my Guruji told me, when he would move in the room also, he would move in such a way that he did not want to create any disturbance or fluctuation in the minds of his Guru. Moving around also, because sometimes when relatives come, sometimes not just our home, even apartment system knows relatives come, no? They come with a storm, no? Tufan aaya hai, koi aaya hai ghar mein, that is the question. Some people are there or not. Some person comes, everybody knows this person has come. And then there are some people who are so silent and calm that they don't disturb anyone. Well, Krishna is talking about such a yogi who is not a source of disturbance to others. And this person is not getting disturbed by others also. Very interesting, isn't it? Not getting disturbed by others, not even in a worst chaos. where worst chaos happening in the world, this person is calm on the inside. It's very difficult, but anybody knows what is the velocity of the wind in the eye of the storm? You just explain what the eye of the storm is to everybody, especially for the younger kids, and then if you can, something.
Okay, so like when there is a hurricane or there is a tornado, the winds around move in a circle. So the velocity is very high. But when you go to the eye of the storm, which is basically the center of the storm or exact middle of the storm, so there no wind movement is there. There is no disturbance. There is no thunder or anything because it is totally empty. So around it there is much disturbance and chaos, but in the center it is totally calm. So no wind.
So you mean that storm has to, even no matter what is the wind velocity, how many are kilometers, hundreds of kilometers, 500 kilometers per hour on the outside, but it has to be in the center. It is. What happens if there's a velocity added? What will happen to the storm?
So the balance of the storm.
Balance will storm. It will collapse, no?
Break.
So even the storm knows, the storm which is loud and raging, even the storm knows that it has to be quiet in the midst of activity. The most dynamic activity is taking place, yet the core is quiet, isn't it? Then what about all of us? Can we not try to at least understand this important principle? We might be doing the most important activity full of energy, but remember, on the inside, if you can become quiet, you are becoming dearer to Krishna. Now these shlokas, no, you don't have to, all the shlokas, no, any one shloka you follow, you become dear. It's not like Krishna is set a very high cut-off percentage for becoming a dearest devotee to Krishna, dearest bhakta, dearest friend of Krishna. Krishna says, I love this person who does this. So we have so many options. So this is one. What is it? World not being disturbed by him and this person not getting disturbed even if there is chaos. And second, pleasure, anger, fear and anxiety. Who is free? Pleasures, running after pleasures. Who is going to run? Somebody who has no self-control. But we have all decided, no, we are going to get good self-control. So this is not a problem for all of us. We have taken a sankalpa also that we are going to meditate. So we are not going to be trapped by pleasure. That is, isn't it true? Yeah? Yes, sir. No? Yes, sir. Yes. Oh wow, kya baat hai. Great. Then anger. This we have to control. People will behave inefficiently. People will behave wrongly. All of it. Don't get angry. So anger. Fear. What is there to fear when you know divine is near? That's all. God is with me. Why should I be afraid? So fear also. Anxiety comes for whom? For who is like my friend trying to plan everything in the world. Can anybody sit here and plan India-Pakistan war? Can you plan? Who is going to do that? Let that be given to the generals, isn't it? What is our job? Our job now as a student, what can you plan? Can you plan your entire life career right now? No, right now, what is your kshetra? What is your goal? Right now is doing your action right. So throw away all anxieties and worries. What is going to happen? God knows what's going to happen. It's a good thing God knows. If God also doesn't know, then you can be anxious. But if God knows, why are you worried? You focus on your action. Whatever you do, divine will lead you. So the second shloka which tells how to become dear is, don't get troubled even if there's chaos on the outside. Don't unnecessarily cause trouble to another person. Be free from pleasure, anger, fear, anxiety. You will definitely become dear to Krishna.
Bhaiya, my question is from the last session.
Okay.
So in that you mentioned, while talking about athletes, you mentioned that always imagine that the finish line is a few feet away. So bhaiya, the flame inside us, the smokeless flame, white flame inside us, allows us to have infinite potential.
Sorry, the who?
The smokeless
Flame inside us. Yes.
Allows us to have infinite potential.
Yes.
So can we have a meaning of this line in this context?
Means, no, what I told was a very practical thing told in like 100-meter dash, no? That normally a body when it sees the line, finish line, it automatically starts slowing. The coach had just said, keep that finish line. That was a practical purpose. But otherwise, ideally, we should aspire to be a marathon runner running at the speed of a sprinter. Isn't it? Smokeless flame is you are no more running with your energy. That divine Chaitanya is driving you. So you can go. Sky is the limit. Yeah?
Thank you, Bhaiya.
All right. So we go to the next shloka. Anapekshaha shuchirdaksha udasino gatavyathaha sarvarambha parityagi madbhakta same priyah. Expecting nothing. He is pure and perfect in every action and is free from the pains of worry and agitation. For every work begun, the ownership he forgoes. To me, such a devotee is dear and close. Again, it is similar to the aspect of ownership which we looked at. But what is this person? He is expecting nothing. When you do a good work, can you get expectations when you have expectations? Say you help your friend. Just some help which you felt from your heart you have done it. Can that be returned? My mother has made so many aloo parathas. Now I start earning so much. Here, you have given me these many aloo parathas. Can I return it in some money? She'll give me a slap. That's a different story. But it cannot. No, there are things which are not quantific in material terms. So we must do your work without any expectation, in a pure and perfect in every action, and is free from the pains of worry and agitation. So worries are not troubling such a person anymore. There is no agitation also. Agitation comes when is the mind chanchala? When was Arjuna chanchala? Because he got emotionally disturbed, isn't it? Over an outcome which he felt, this is not what I want to do. I didn't sign up for this. Why should I do this? This is not my job description. I wanted to become a yodha to fight against enemies, not these people. These people I don't consider. Should you work according to job description only, or should you work according to the spirit of the job, what is required? Yeah. Yes? Spirit, absolutely. So then there's no agitation at all. I do extra work. Who is going to pay me? Nobody is going to pay me for the work because my work is precious. It cannot be returned with something else. But that aspect of doing without expecting, that has to be practiced. Because if you don't do that, then you are not following the yoga of the Gita. You do your homework just because you want to get marks or because you want to learn. Learn. You won't believe I got lowest marks all my life for creative writing in English. In my college also.
And now he's translated the whole Gita in poetry form.
I met my English teacher and I asked her, "How are you, madam?" "Sushrut, you have changed terribly." So I asked her again, the adjective. I said, "Ma'am, terribly?" She said, "Yes, terribly." Okay. No, I don't have expectation. After all of this, my teacher still says this only. I'll sit and this is not fair. It's not, it's her opinion. No, it's her wish to say that. Okay. But we have to remember that because what is our job? We're not doing something for the sake of getting something in return. We're doing it for the joy of doing. If you start getting that, sarvarambha parityagi, no more are you doing things for getting something in return. That is the real meaning. Many people interpret sarvarambha parityagi as I will not start anything. I will not start anything at all. That's quite easy also, no? No, Krishna has told in the Gita, don't start something new. Sarvarambha parityagi. That's not the meaning. For every work begun, the ownership only you have to forgo. You have to keep doing, keep trying, because we have our youth right now. We are young, we are learning, try, experience, grow, get stretched as much as you can. Somebody does not like maths, study it. We don't know when it will come. There was only one subject I didn't like in school. It was organic chemistry. And chemistry was not something I liked. I liked sports, I managed with sports, biology was my favorite, but somehow I went ahead without really enjoying the subject. And then what happened? Krishna made me do BSc chemistry after nearly after 8 years of my engineering. So what has happened? I have not done a job and I was now forced to do it. So I don't think anybody likes being forced to do, no? So what comes in life, let us look at it with full sincerity, but stop looking for ownership of everything. Sarvarambha parityagi. You have given the initiating authority to you. I have started this, I have started that. Many people work in organizations, I only set up this entire thing. Without me, this does not run. And then that person has to go for a vacation or some reason. And that person is shocked. Why is this running without me? It should run only because of me, because I am the whole and soul. But no, it's running because it is the divine that is running. When you know that, you will actually be enjoying it. Ki, wow, what beauty is there. How the system is self-functioning. Divine is running it. So that is an important aspect. Next sloka. Yo na rashyati, na dveshti, na shochati, na kankshati. Shubha, shubha parityagi. Bhaktimanyah same priyaha. Such a person, how is he? He neither rejoices nor rejects, neither grieves over nor desires material objects. To whom both the auspicious and inauspicious are the same, that devotee, as dear to me, I acclaim. Meaning what? Not rejoicing nor rejecting. My guru always said, don't rejoice. I didn't really understand it fully. I was taking an online varga. Current went. Like, arey yaar, electricity is gone. And then suddenly current came back. I was like, yes, electricity has come. Before I finished my yes, again electricity is gone. So what has happened? Alternating current has done its work. No, AC current will keep alternating. So it came, went, and again came and again went. That's all, whatever drama has to happen. But what happened in that to me? I fluctuated so much within a moment. Are we supposed to be so weak that we can be governed by outer forces? Are we going to fluctuate or dance to the tunes of some other person? No. So what do I do? I have to become calm and peaceful on the inside. So neither rejoices nor rejects, neither grieves over nor desires material objects. To whom both auspicious and inauspicious are the same, that devotee as dear to me, I acclaim. Meaning, you see this, like one example I can think of is my Guru Damleji only. I keep getting his examples, so I will share that. One student from the ashram had joined him to work. For nearly 10 years he worked with him. And he had become like synonymous with Damleji's right hand, and everybody was appreciating him so much, and what transformations took place in that young man, young boy becoming into a strong young man. Many people said he was not so confident before. And after 10 years, he suddenly decided to leave, and that too suddenly, so much that even the senior ashrams, sadhaks and all contacted, Vijay Bhai contacted, Kusumben came and personally in the rain, she got an auto to come and ask, how are you? And when he got a call from the phone, that time, how are you dealing with this, Damleji? That time, Damleji just answered in one line, Bhagwan ne bin mange diya aur bin bataye le liya. How simple is that? I did not ask and I still got it. Same way, without telling me, he took back what he had given. And he continued. Then it was like, what we can say, somebody who is, for 10 years, somebody who has been training, investing so much, and it's normally a person will have expectation, no? So everybody else was shocked, how is he dealing with it? But Divine's work, Mother's work is always mysterious. We don't understand what she wants, how she wants. Anyone, anywhere, she can bring about anything. But if we are in this state, we can be always calm. So he is how? Neither rejoicing nor rejecting, nor grieving over something is lost. It's all right. There was a beautiful song, I think, in the yesteryears. Main zindagi ka saath nibhata chala gaya. I do not know if everybody has heard it. You do try to find it out. He says, yes, madam, what's this? Ji, Anjali ji.
मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया. This is the song.
Then line, गम और खुशी में फर्क.
गम और खुशी में फर्क न महसूस हो.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so gam or khushi, what is there different in the Gita? Same principle, isn't it? Very true. This is what it is there. It's like barbadiyon ka jasn manata chala gaya. He says it is pointless to be grieving over what is lost. Barbadiyon ka shok manana fizul tha. Barbadiyon ka jasn manata chala gaya. So that is a beautiful attitude. If you are able to, you are not going to be worried. It's all right. Like, हाँ मैं फिर से fail हो गया. No problem.
There's one more song.
Yes.
There's
yes.
one more song.
Okay.
जीने वाले झूम के मस्ताना हो के जी, आने वाले सुबह से बेगाना हो के जी, किए जा खताएं डरता है क्यों, ठंडी ठंडी आहें भरता है क्यों, मस्ती भरे सुबह का पैमाना हो के जी, आने वाली सुबह से बेगाना हो के जी.
Ma'am sings very well, no? Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. So let us continue. So this person is not grieving over desires or material objects which are lost, and somebody who has become to that point where auspicious and inauspicious are the one. are become one. There's nothing Shubha versus Ashubha. Somebody had asked about sin and virtue, Papa, Punya. This calculation, let Chitragupta do that calculation, no? Are we supposed to sit and do everybody's calculation? He will, there is a side, his legend is there that everybody's Hisab Chitragupta is keeping. So do you go and, I want to do auditor's work. Let the auditor do the auditor's work, you continue doing your work. Divine wants to work, no, please Krishna, don't work now, now it is Rahukal, we'll tell to Krishna. Instead of that, go to that point. Again, we are not ridiculing the Shastra of Jyotish. Jyotish Shastra is there, but the divine is something who is transcending. What is auspicious, what is inauspicious? Somebody says Smashan is auspicious or inauspicious? Is it inauspicious, Smashan? People are scared, no? Many of them. They feel it's inauspicious, but Shiva's presence is there only. What is Shiva for? He's again applying Bhasma. Shiva is the most auspicious one. So what is it? So I think we need to understand that for the divine's work, the right time is now. If the divine has given the Adesh, you don't have to look at it. But for that, it has to be divine's Adesh, not your desire. Otherwise, everybody, divine gave me Adesh, I have to go and cook noodles at midnight. It will not come like that. These are all desires. So remember, rise beyond all of this. No need to have these fears. If you are doing divine work, the auspicious time is right now if it is the divine work that is being done. No selfishness there. You are completely free from personal aspects. You don't have to worry. Na punyam, na papam, na saukyam, na dukkham, na mantro, na tirtham, na veda, na yajnam, chidananda rupa, shivoham shivam. It's so simple as that. So that is important. Let's continue further. Just 3 more shlokas. Samaha shatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu sama sanga vivarjitaha. It's 18 and 19 are connected, but we'll look one shloka at a time. There's a continuation. This is actually a very important shloka. Krishna had to use 2 shlokas to give this point. So let us see the 18th shloka. Samaha shatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu sama sanga vivarjita. Friends and foes he treats as one. In honor or dishonor, nothing is lost nor won. In comfort or sorrow, and in heat or cold, in the opposites of nature, a balance he does hold. Question is, can we greet our friends and foes as one? Caesar should go to Brutus and say, hey, Brutus, please come, stab me in my back. How do you greet friends and foes as one? Anybody? So when you see your friend, you should be happy. Whatever your friend says is true. When you see your foe, no, this is the enemy number 1. Everything this foe says is false. Is this correct to have this logic?
Why should you have foes?
Yes, that is true. The madam has given a wonderful why to have foes. But the question is, can we accept everything our friend says because ye to mera friend hai? Chalta hai. Friendship mein chalta. Yes.
Sir, as per me, sir, if we're too close to someone, someone would be away from us.
Okay.
Like in Dvaita, if we are too close to something, something would be away from us.
Okay.
So if we go too close, or if we make if we don't treat everyone equally, like if I don't treat everyone equally, someone would become my friend and someone will become my foe. So for that, we should treat everyone equally, so everyone would be at the same level in my...
And equidistant.
Yes,
and sometimes the thing is, foes also can teach us things, no?
Yes, sir.
They will not willingly teach us. If you are smart, you can learn from the foes also.
Yes, what not to do.
What not to do also. Or there's a dialogue in a movie, Godfather, he says, I keep my friends close, I keep my enemies closer. Because he's observing their movements and learning to become Nindaka niyare rakhiyo angan kuti chavai bin pani sabun bina nirmal kare sohai. Keep your enemies close, they'll keep criticizing you. You will receive criticism and start using that criticism as a weapon to purify yourself. Do that too for free. Normally, it is very easy to get praise, no? When anybody praises you and then, it's okay, I am not that, I am not like that. But when somebody criticizes you or insults you, that causes palpitations inside. How dare this person say like this? Now I have to take revenge. But I think that is what Krishna is asking us, to keep a balance of this also. Friends and foes, he treats as one. In honor or dishonor, nothing is lost or won. Remember this. Whatever outer upadhis, outer degrees, these are all nothing. Ultimately, are we going to take our degrees with us anywhere? In life's journey, it doesn't matter. Sometimes which degrees are so important to you, after a while they don't matter at all. So many people's lives it is there. Somebody worked so hard to get something. Yes, you want to add something? Yes, please.
I wanted to tell that I think that our enemies are more important in life than in friends.
Okay.
Because
important.
Those are the people who observe us more, who look at our actions, who think that we are important. Because our friends can ignore us, but our enemies can never ignore us.
Okay,
so,
but
that kind of mentality if you have, so you'll never have enemies also, and you'll keep in touch with them that what they are doing.
But careful, we should be careful to not let our friends feel that they are less important, because then we'll add our enemy.
There was a thing my father told me कि अगर आपके दुश्मन हैं तो वो आपको आभास दिला रहे हैं कि आप जीवित हैं.
Yes, beautiful. Very beautiful statement. It's like they say nobody kicks a dead dog. It's a very strong statement. But it is something which in the olden days they used to use it. Enemies are attacking because you have a samarthya, na? They are feeling you are
someone.
You are somebody, so they are challenging you.
There was a quote that if you do something, people think about you.
Okay.
But do you think they will think about you if you don't do something?
Okay, so wonderful. You're doing something, that's what people are saying.
That is why people thinking about it. That is why they are having an opinion.
Otherwise, they'll not even bother. They'll
not even bother.
Excellent. Beautiful. Yes, one more when we go ahead.
Sir, last year we were taught a नीति का दोहा तुलसी यह संसार में भांति भांति के लोग सबसो हिलमिल चालिए नदी नाव संजोग. Sir, meaning that we should live in unity even though we have differences. Like if there's a foe, we should treat them equally. Even though we have anger, we like despise them, but we should keep that in our hearts. We should not show it, because we should live in unity, because that Doha tells us that this world has many types of peoples, and like if we want to reach success, just like the river is really चंचल स्वभाव की होती है और नाव बहुत काम एंड कंपोज रहती है, तो उनके ही जब दोनों मिलती हैं तभी लोग कोई नदी पार कर सकते हैं. तो अगर हमको किसी चीज़ में सफलता प्राप्त करनी तो हम लोग को साथ मिलकर ही काम करना पड़ेगा.
Yes. Wonderful. Beautiful.
I just wanted to add that Sri Ram had called Ravan. They were enemies, arch enemies, but eventually Ravan helped him in that yajna.
Yes.
And he also gave him suggestions.
Absolutely. And Sri Aurobindo has told Ravan is the black side of Rama, Sri Rama, dark side of Sri Rama. The same force which is turned in a different direction. Beautifully said. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, somebody wants to ask a question, then we move ahead. Yeah.
Sir, my mother, when I came from school, sometimes I was very angry. Then my mother used to say कि अपने दोस्त से ज़्यादा अपने दुश्मन को ज़्यादा करीब रखना चाहिए.
Yes. These are all important sayings. Yes, we go to him and we'll move ahead.
I just wanted to say that although we should not have foes, but we should be on the sides of our foes also, because
balanced, isn't it?
Balanced, but more to the side of our foes, because those people who support us are our friends, but those who don't, they might be correct, they might be wrong, but they are also humans. They are just like us, imperfect beings.
What about terrorists? Should we be on the side of... If the foe is attacking you, simple question. No terrorists, we'll leave that example. If the foe is attacking you, should you be compassionate towards the one who is attacking you?
No, sir.
No, that is good. Correct. Otherwise, we must understand all are one. We shouldn't be biased to our friends just because they are our friend. Honor or dishonor also. We can take honor and say, I did nothing, quietly, happily, a little bit secretly. Everybody feels happy when they are praised. We say, no, it's okay, all right, thank you. But when somebody insults, if you can take that with quietude, that is brilliant. That is a real challenge. Worst of the insults also, if you can still take quietly. How can you take quietly? When you don't give value to the outside person to rate you, isn't it? Somebody says you are a fool. Okay, I'm a... Yeah, you can just take it as a balance. I had a very nice experience once in Bangalore. I got criticism and praise at the same time within 24 hours. One person who had called me for an interview suddenly chased me out of his place. I went out running thinking, hey Bhagwan, I travelled so far to meet him. Just because I did not bend and bow to him, he got so angry. I was supposed to be guest interview I've been writing in his journal. He suddenly expected me to. He said, "Don't you see Krishna in me?" I was so surprised. I said, "I'm not bending to somebody I don't feel like." So I stood, and then he said, "You have too much ahanka," and he said, "Get out." I said, "Acha, is this Krishna asking me to get out?" I asked him, he didn't answer. But he attacked me so furiously that I went out. I was scratching my head, what is this? And within 24 hours, I got very different. One place I had gone to give a talk there, I got very good respect, more than what I ever had. I was so surprised. Within 24 hours, same city, nothing has changed. Even the Chandra has not changed in that much time. If you can attribute some reason to logic. And I reported to my Guruji on the phone. I said, I got such good praise and equal insult also. He asked me which is true. Which of that was true? Then that was like a googly, and then I understood it was a test that he's asking me. I said, no, that person gave respect because that person felt like, another person gave insult because that person felt like I'm not going to associate with both. He said, correct answer. Then I was like, yeah, I passed the test. Otherwise, he would have told me something else. So this aspect, we should learn sometimes. It's okay. And does anybody come with an invitation, please come to my home, I want to insult you? No. Insult comes most uninvited also. You don't invite them, and people who are insulting us also won't invite. It comes at the most unexpected times, but that time if we can remain balanced, Krishna is going to be happy and proud of us. It is difficult, but we have to try that. So comfort or sorrow, heat or cold, opposite natures, we must keep that balance. Let's continue. Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo narah. In praise or censure, he is poised and peaceful. With whatever that comes naturally, he remains blissful. When from his people, things or home, he can detached be. A soul with such devotion and conviction is dear to me. It's very important to look at this sloka in the right meaning. What is Krishna saying? Again, praise or censure, he is poised or peaceful. With whatever that comes naturally, he remains blissful. It's like the Ishavasya's first verse. Whatever comes naturally from the divine, you are happy because it comes from the divine and you are calm. But the next part is very important. When from his people, things or home, he can detached be. Such a soul with such devotion and conviction is dear to me. This is very difficult. A lot of people accuse Krishna, you are a breaker of families. Is Krishna a breaker of families? No, he is not. But in some homes, in Pondicherry also, I was told, don't keep the Gita, otherwise Kurukshetra will take place inside of the house. It takes place because you are not following the Gita, not because of a book being present or absent, isn't it? So this aspect, what is the meaning of this? Becoming detached from his people, things or home. This is becoming free from expectations from all these people. Can you control how your family members speak to you? Are you a good person if you control? No, you're a manipulator, no. If you are controlling somebody, let the person speak freely. You want somebody to be nice to you. Will that person be nice just because you want? You cannot control anybody's feelings. You may like certain things, you may dislike certain things, which is correct and all right. It is fine. Just because, why is this person behaving this way? Can you answer this question? No, anybody can behave for any number of reasons which may be logical or illogical. So remember that your own people, your own things, or your home also. Krishna is asking this. Arjuna was attached to his family, no? He thought he is doing right. He was saying for the sake of his family, he does not want to take part in the battle. He says, if I get killed without fighting, it will be better. I care for my family. That is why I am doing this. This is all emotions which was keep teaching him the wrong thing, isn't it? If Arjuna didn't take part in the battle, when he is around, they are not respecting his family. Would they do anything after he is not around? They will have a change of heart. No. So he had to understand that. He had to become detached. Parents should scold children or no? We don't want. Nobody likes getting scoldings. But if you are doing wrong, if your parents don't correct you, what will happen? Tomorrow that wrong only will create the biggest problem. Dhritarashtra scolded Duryodhana at the right time. Duryodhana, this is wrong. How can you attack your own cousins? This is very bad. This is a harmful trait which can lead you to greatest destruction. Why did Dhritarashtra not do it? Because he was blind or because he was attached? He was attached, he was blinded by his attachment. Physically blind is different. Physical blindness is nothing, it is just one indriya not functioning. I have a friend who is a journalist. She's an excellent journalist, but she cannot see. But never does anybody identify that she does not have that ability. Whenever she takes telephonic interviews, I remember because I connected to her through an interview. She was describing, give me the ambience, I want to understand what trees are there, what is there around. I was so surprised, I was thinking, okay, this person must be very visually focused. Only later on, after a few months, I came to know she cannot see. Because she did not want to let me know also, because that is not really important for her. So being able to see or not see is different. But if you are blinded by attachment, remember the story of Dhritarashtra, best example. See what happened to Dhritarashtra. Attachment for his family made him forget the truth. Can we do that? He ended up destroying his family, isn't it, because of the attachment? But he didn't think he was destroying. He was just blinded by attachment. Like that, we shouldn't have any attachment, not to family, not even things and home. If you have to do a right work, should you feel, no, this is not, nobody has done this in my home, so I should not do it. Can you say that? If you are destined for something, why are you going to stop yourself from achieving it? Just because that person, my uncle, will not feel good, my aunt may not feel good, my friend may not like it. Should you not walk on your path? No, it is not that. You have to identify your inner calling and go ahead without attachment. That is an important aspect. It's very difficult. Real life challenges when people face, no? You need a lot of courage, but that courage comes from Krishna. But for that you have to be connected to Krishna, no? Not connected to some attachments to other people. It's like you're caged. One beautiful word for English word detachment seems very bad. There's a nice Sanskrit word, we'll just look at it, you can also repeat. Mukta Sangha. Mukta Sangha. Mukta means free. Sangha means union. It's a free union. I think we should try to experience this free union in our friendship also, isn't it? Your friend is, just because you are my friend, I will not allow you to talk to another person. Can that happen? Same thing, can it happen in relationships? No. You are united and yet free. That is the freedom which Krishna is trying to give everybody. Asanga Shastra, he says it's a weapon. Asanga, not getting trapped. If you do that, it is very difficult to practice this, but if you even understand in concept, no? Is it very difficult to understand this concept? Becoming free from this expectations and cycle of attachment from family, friends and things. Can we become? Can we try? Yes or no? Yes. He said no. Yes. Okay. Yes. Let us try. It's a long process, but if we can try, our destiny, the path becomes clear. Rapid progression is possible if we are able to do that. That is what Krishna is asking. Never is he asking to stop loving your family. Not one moment also. Love should always remain, but what is your swadharma? What is it that you are meant to do? You should understand. So for that you need clarity. So it's a very difficult one to understand fully, but we must realize this. 18 and 19 shloka. Friends and foes, family, everybody. Nobody is too far, nobody is too close. All are one. Now we go to the last one, who is the dearest of all. So many places he said dear. 20th shloka, Krishna says, dearest devotee. Ye tu dharmya mrutamidam yathoktam paripasate shraddhadhana matparama bhaktaste va me priyaha. But the dearest of my devotees is he whose supreme aim in life is to love only me, for he emulates my teachings with perfect devotion, and his life is the immortal dharma's exemplification. Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying the ambition of that person is to love the divine completely. It's very difficult, but it's also very easy. Don't you feel adoration for the divine Krishna? Yes or no? Just looking at him, looking at his way, looking at his freedom, looking at the path, or Sri Aurobindo. Here, Krishna is talking about, he's not saying if you worship this particular Aradhya, I will get insulted. I had a very funny experience in Pondicherry. We have a Vishnu temple and a Shiva temple. I do not know if I shared that experience with you. No, I did not share in the last talk. No? Okay. So Damleji had asked me to go get Bilva Patra for some Ayurvedic reason. But nowadays we don't have any Bilva trees in the city. Only place I can get is in a Shiva temple. So I went to the first temple which was nearby asking for, do you have Bilva Patra? I made a mistake. I went to Perumal temple, which is the Vishnu temple. And the lady who was selling looked at me as if I have committed blasphemy. She's like, you've come to Perumal Koil and you're asking Bilva as if I have insulted. I said, sorry, I will not make that grave mistake again. Then I went to the Shiva temple, got my Bilva Patra. There I did not tell her that Krishna has told Rudra Nam Shankarashchasmi. That would have given her heartburn and she would have get more irritated. But Krishna is saying there is no bheda between Krishna and Shiva. It is a bheda of the mind which we are doing. Who is more powerful, who is less powerful? You go and see if there is some wrestling match happening, then you tell. There is no wrestling match between gods, no. We are nowhere going to be concerned with these kind of things. But if your ambition in life, I want to love the divine, I aspire to become the beloved of the divine. I am the dearest devotee of the divine. If you want to say that with confidence, can you just say like that? No. How can you say that? Anybody? How can you say with confidence and pride that who is dearest devotee of Krishna can say I am the dearest devotee? How can you say it?
I am the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, because as you said that the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna is who he loves him the most. So I love Lord. I love him because he is the one who created. When Anjali ma'am told that the divine changed himself to the whole universe. So I'm happy that he did so and he made the whole mankind. So I love Lord Krishna.
Okay, you love for that reason. Okay. But I'm just saying, can I say I am Prime Minister of India?
Yes, sir.
Can I say I am Prime Minister of India? No, I don't have that adhikara, isn't it? But you can get the adhikara for saying I am the dearest devotee of Krishna. How can you get it is my question. Yeah.
Sir, by following all the...
Yes, by following his teachings, then you have the adhikar to say that yes, Krishna is my dearest. Wonderful. That is exactly what Krishna has said in the last shloka. Yes, we just completed. He got the point. This is the answer. This is the perfect answer. How well Krishna is saying here. But the dearest of my devotees is he, whose supreme aim in life is to love only me. For he emulates my teaching with perfect devotion. And his life is the immortal dharma's exemplification. Meaning this person is following Krishna so perfectly that the life of that individual itself becomes an example. He becomes the beacon of light. What is Sanatana Dharma? Yes, read the Shastras. What is Sanatana Dharma? Yes, look at that dearest devotee of Krishna. You will understand what is Sanatana Dharma. You become the example. And there is nothing more that Krishna wants than this. And dearest devotees have their perks. Gita gets over and Krishna says, I will still give you extra. Because you love me, Arjuna, I am going to give you. You get more prasada from the divine. So I am not trying to bribe anybody with the prasada from the divine. But this is the truth. Let us try, let us aspire to follow the divine in our life. Pick up any one shloka and try to practice it fully. Study it, understand its meaning, live it. Because if you do that, without doubt you will be the dearest one, and there is a protection of the divine for every devotee of his. Prabhu ko niyam badalte dekha is a beautiful bhajan of Anup Jalota, where he says, I have seen God change the rules, bend the rules. So with this, I think anybody, if you have some questions or... Yeah, you have some questions.
Bhaiya, while you were explaining about fear, that we should not be fearful. So, some lines from the Ramcharitramanas came to my mind, where Shri Ram said that, Vinay na manat jaladhi jad, gaye teeni din beeti, bole Ram sakop tab, bhay bin hoye na preeti.
Wow, bhay bin hoye na preet. Wonderful.
So, whenever I read these lines, I never understood in what context the word bhay is used here.
Somebody wants to answer it?
Ma'am can answer.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, please.
Many people use this line, bhay bin hoye na preeti, and they misuse the line, कि थोड़ा डर होना चाहिए. But we must see the reference to context. In the Ramayana, bhay bin hoye na preeti was said by whom? By God himself. To whom? To Samudradev, who was misbehaving, who said, I will not let you go forward. नहीं क्या चीज़ के लिए करा था? तो फिर उन्होंने बोला था कि मैं बाण मार दूंगा और आपका पूरा सुखा दूंगा. तो he had to give him that bhay, but generally bhay के लिए, fear के लिए, the mother has said, it's a worst state of consciousness in which one can be. Fear is the worst state of consciousness. So as I said earlier, कि भगवान ने जो किया उसको हम फॉलो नहीं करेंगे, भगवान ने जो हमें डायरेक्शन दिया वो हमको फॉलो करना है, बिकॉज अभी हम भगवान नहीं बने. तो वी हैव टू डू व्हाट गॉड हैज टोल्ड अस टू डू. वी कैन नॉट फॉलो व्हाट गॉड हैज डन. ठीक है?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, and madam, I would just like to add after madam said, I just what Anjali Ji shared. It is for those who are blocking the divine work. Arjuna had to release an arrow, isn't it? You won't believe right now the India-Pakistan scenario. This was quoted by the generals. Yes. No, not by Narendra Modi ji also. I don't know. I think it was in the meeting after the Operation Sindoor was completed. This particular line was quoted. It was for the terrorists. You are not going to learn without seeing fear. Somebody who is on the adharma side, sometimes you have to show the wrong side the strength, because what happens, nice people are taken for granted, so much for granted that they are harmless, they are helpless. I cannot do. Now who is Samudra there to prevent Sri Rama's march for his wife? He is doing the dharma karya. Somebody who is doing adharma has to be shown bhai. Our Shastra talks about that. But a sadhak should not have bhai for the divine. When the heart is clear, no fear is there. But this, after that, there was a change because of the fear, they have accepted, isn't it? To become a little well-behaved. But
Samudradev apologized.
Yes.
And he realized that he's made a mistake.
Yeah, apologized.
So, what you're saying is right. That अगर भय नहीं दिखाते तो पाकिस्तान में terrorism होता ही जा रहा है कितने.
And that was quoted after the Operation Sindoor.
And never has India responded.
Yes.
चुपचाप बैठे थे Prime Minister Manmohan Singh.
Yes.
ऐसे थोड़ी होता है.
So I have a meaning what she told, what she's recited right now. I want to know, is it right or not?
Okay.
Here the Bhagwan has told about fear, that bhaya bin hot na preeti. यहाँ ये भी हो सकता है कि जो भय है वो मैं भगवान के कार्य के बीच में आ रहा हूँ.
नहीं, पर वो भय is also not a useful fear. This fear that I am coming in between is a mental construct, and that fear will, for a sadhak, as mother has also said, we must take this fear aspect out, because love does not have to have fear inside of it. Because like I had a fear that I am doing something, like you said, it reminded me of my past only. I had the fear that I am causing trouble. But this fear was a suggestion from outside, isn't it? It was not the real truth. And that fear, I was keeping it in my head. As long as it was in my head, I was weak. As long as I was thinking about it, I was not capable of doing my full potential. When the fear went away, then ready to stand. So there is no useful fear that way inside of the head. Only those who are wrong, they should understand that the force of Rudra is standing on the side of truth. That time, let the force be there. Let that strike fear in the hearts of the haters of truth. If you read the story of the Gita, there is a quote by Shamsundar Janjanwala ji who has quoted from, there's a beautiful Sanskrit verse. The haters of the truth must be smitten by fear. That will happen naturally when you show the strength of the truth. But you don't have to cultivate fear inside you or anybody else, like your near and dear ones. It's not required.
But I feel, can't it be good in the starting state?
Caution is good. No, caution is good. A deer is also, if you see, always cautious. That caution is always nice. Okay, I shouldn't miss. But when you become paranoid, no? If you always have that fear. We don't want to stretch it beyond a particular level. Become vigilant, no? Instead of fearful, be cautious. Be cautious instead of being fearful. Be alert. Okay, what if something goes wrong? I'm having a backup plan, plan B, plan C. That's all right. But if I'm more focused on that, my action will get affected. That's all. As long as it doesn't affect your action, it's all right. Deers are having a little bit of fear in the jungle, no? That makes them alert. Of sudden sound has come from there. So they get up and run. No lion can also catch them then. Yeah. But lion does not have any fear that way. Yes. All right.
Actually, my question was that you told us about Man, Sharir, Pran and Buddhi.
Ji.
So all these parts that we have, are they interconnected?
Yeah. It is not like your hands, legs, and it's just very much. Man is connected with your Sharira also. You're not feeling good. Can you play or dance well? If your mind is not there, cannot. So Man is connected with Sharira. They call psychosomatic link. In biology, you must have understood psychosomatic link very well. Maybe you will learn about it then. So my man is connected with Sharira. Prana is always moving through what? Through Sharira also, no? Again, Prana is also. Buddhi is operating system of the Sharira, no? All four are connected. All right. Yes, please.
My question is that till now, I think in all the sessions we are told that to achieve a goal in our life, we have to set up a proper foundation.
Right.
Like, how can Gita help us to set up a better foundation, or you have any inspiring words of Krishna which can suggest us?
How to set up a good foundation. Okay. The best is if I want to become an instrument of the divine. If you see, there is a chapter in the 13th Adhyaya of the Gita. Krishna says there are so many Kshetras in the world, but there is one Kshetrajna in every Kshetra. Who is that Kshetrajna? It is the divine. When you recognize that Kshetrajna in this, who is like one master of every field, whichever field you go, you will be able to surrender to that master and learn better. A very great mechanical engineering professor is there. He has, in his mechanical engineering, he is saying divine principles. How is it possible? He has written some of the best research papers, and he's published a book which is a manual for mechanical engineers across the world. But he has surrendered to the divine. So how do we practically, you see, Gita is telling so many things. No? First, take care of your body, be alert, follow discipline. I think these 3-4 principles, if you follow, automatically you will be able to follow
One more question I had. In the battle of Kurukshetra, when Abhimanyu had no weapons and Kauravas were killing Abhimanyu, then why Krishna did not take immediate actions or something?
No, that was, Krishna was not at that particular point there. If he was there, he would have intervened. But again, why something happened or didn't happen in the Mahabharata, I cannot change. Why did you have this for lunch? I cannot change it now, no? After it has happened. Gita teaches us what we must do. Mahabharata many times teaches us what you must not do. So we should never we should never be in a part of, first is we should never enter into Chakravyuha without knowing how to go out of the Chakravyuha. Second, if you are not on Abhimanyu's side, at least don't stand on the side of the Kauravans when such an action is there. Opposite, go, get down and protect a defenseless person. That is also what we can learn.
My question is, how can the Gita's teachings on equanimity help us deal with stress of uncertainty?
We saw that, isn't it?
What?
We just saw that today, no? Anybody can answer this question because this is what we saw, equanimity. How, whether things happen your way or not. Whether people say you're very good. You haven't answered it. Great, please answer it. Thank you.
So the answer to this would be basically that the action which is happening to us is not in our hands, but the reaction which we give to it is in our hands as per this. And in a state of equanimity, if you think before you act, or if you think before you react, since the action is not in your hands, you will never be in stress because you will do what is right if you offer it to the divine.
Excellent. All right, we can conclude.
Arya, hats off to your answers. Very, very good. आपने गुणा है जो आप इतने साल से सुन रहे हैं, आपने उसको गुणा है. Very good.
We can then now conclude with the Shanti Mantra and then 30-second meditation. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyet dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Thank you. Only after you promise to come back again more and more to Jaipuria school. We have really enjoyed your sessions.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.